What's good, YouTube? Today we're going to talk about the upcoming ban list. A lot of speculation is happening because the OCG got theirs, and we haven't quite got any sign of when ours will be yet, but very typically we will see a ban list in either January or March. So this is my thoughts if it were to happen here in January, because March is going to be a whole nother beast. We'll have had a Junichi/Zodiac beast twice, yes, and we could see something very akin to the emergency ban list, except it wouldn't be quite emergency since it would be in March. But here's my thoughts if it was January. Here are my 3 honorable mentions I always do before any top 10. And a lot of people are clamoring for the first 2, Omega and Anti-Spell Fragrance, to be put on the ban list. And they're honorable mention for me because I think they are very powerful cards. But here's my reasoning. Omega has not really been in any winning deck. We haven't seen the decks abusing Synchros really win. So it's kind of like taking him before his time. Yes, he's been around a while, but why take a card before its win is up? Now, Anti-Spell Fragrance. Anti-Spell Fragrance is an anti-pendulum card for the most part right now. You don't really cite it in against many other, if any other, strategies. It's a check for the pendulum mechanic. So I think there could be a different way, like how they eroded Imperial Order in the OCG to check pendulums a little more fairly than a card that says basically you can't play, but pendulums can play other cards to check this back. So I think there are some balances there, and you can play Spell and Trap Destructions, but again, the games that just look like, well, I drew Anti-Spell, did you draw, you're out, is that game? Those are pretty bad games overall. And my buddy Plushfire over here. Plushfire has done nothing wrong as of late because Wavering is gone, as well as the other problem card, Damage Juggler. So I feel like Plush could easily come back to 1 or even 2. At 1, you can't even use Luster with it, but I think he's pretty innocent right now, and would be a pretty fun card to see come back. Maybe an enabler for kind of rank 4 engines, especially considering other hits in our top 10. So let's begin our top 10 off right. Construct should come back to 1. I get that she's kind of there to, so much, like, have reset a previous format and limited Shadows since Shadows were so powerful, but Shadows really could use some help right now. But I also get that there will be things like Zodiac Shadows, but I think she would be a fun, interesting twist to our upcoming meta game, and I don't think she really has a reason that I could think of. She yes, a powerful card. It has a great effect. It's going to be hard to kill by battle. But we do have Utopia the Lightning and other cards that have come out that will just kind of ignore its effects. So I think I really do think that this card could come back and see play at 1 because, you know, you would have to figure ways to recycle her or to be able to use her again. And at 1, it's an enabler for that deck that they're really just missing. Let's hit Morden to the ban list. This is my number 9 pick. Morden definitely is an enabler. I think over Instant Fusion. I think over Bahamut. This is what enables the decks. 1 Toad's not hard to deal with. 1 Toad is fine. But this enables any deck to go in for a 2nd Toad. Heroes. It allows Mermail Atlanteans. It allows so many things to go back in for another one. And dealing with 2 Toads is very hard because not only are they taking a card and negating it, they would be able to take a 2nd if you drew your Instant Fusion. So this lets Instant Fusion be okay. This lets Bahamut be okay because usually you'd only be summoning 1 Bahamut in most decks without the use of Instant Fusion. So I think just hitting this is fine. It lets Water still have more options, but it really does hurt them, and that's a deck that's been around forever, so why not hit it just a little and check it? I know people are big fans, they really like Mermail Atlanteans, but this also hits so many problems, and that we will not see any more boards of just double Toad with double Bahamut. My next hit would be Emptiness. I want Emptiness to be banned at number 7. Emptiness has just been a huge problem. Whoever draws it is in such a good place if their opponent does not have Spell and Trap Destruction, and you're not usually playing like 6 Spell and Trap Destructions, you're usually playing like 3, so drawing out is very rare, and the ability to just flip it up after people commit resources and just steal games. I've watched it steal finals, like the UDS finals, or top 4 matches. Like, it's crazy. Emptiness Kieran, Emptiness this, Emptiness that, Emptiness almost anything that combos with it and helps protect the board, and then it can just be turned off in certain decks or even bounced by Mithrilium. It's just such a problem card, and it really is its time to go. My next one is Dark Hole, and I want it to go up to 3. I think checks and balances are good. Boards are being built so huge, and the power creep has just gone to build boards, build board, build boards. Well, it's already at 2. Why not just edge it on up to 3? I think punishing boards is a really good tactic to be able to slow down the game. And I get the abuse. You could also say that you're clearing fields and going for game, and I think it will create a check and balance that helps like cards like traps be more relevant, as well as check the kind of boards that people make and commit. So I really think this could go to 2. We already have 3 Kaiju Slumber. We already have 2 Dark Holes. We already have Regeki. I think it has no place on the FNL list anymore. My next one is Invoker. Rather than hitting Terratop, which is a rank 3 enabler, and basically killing all rank 3 decks, I think this card is the degenerate piece to the Zodiac Beast that we could hit preemptively. I think letting Terratop still run around in other decks is fine, because the Phantom Knights and BA, even though they kind of took the win at a European YCS semi-recently, I don't see BA PK as a problem anymore. It's almost phased out completely from the meta. It's topping very, very, very few regionals, but I think Invoker is the bigger problem. Terratop is also an enabler for decks like Dark Lords. You'll see it in Dark Lord FTK, or not FTK, OTK. Like, and it's not the... It is a degenerate card overall because special summon and enable, but it's limited to the rank 3 strategy, and they heavily need it, in my opinion. So hitting this, rather than hitting the rank 3 strategies as a whole, would be my pick. And then we get into our number 5, Terraforming. Terraforming enables so much. With Necro Valley's new errata maybe coming to us as well as the OCG, I think you should be having to more so hard draw your field spells. So I would put this to 1. I do like the fact that you can play multiple field spells in a deck using this card, and that there are checks and balances, such as they put double Thunder King back in the format of the last ban list, or it may have been an even more previous ban list than that. But I think Terraforming going down to 1 would be a very important change. It would stop things like Union Hanger from being a bigger problem, but I'm actually going to have Union Hanger spoilers later in this list. But it allows for more interesting field spells that you would have to hard draw. Now, maxi. Maxi is here at the number 4 position. Why? I want to hit it off completely. This is why. Maxi may seem like a check and balance at first, but every deck is focused around special summoning right now for the most part and comboing off. Maxi is more than a check and balance. It's an unfair kind of check and balance to where if I drew it and you didn't, I'm probably winning the game, or you have to kill me through it. And it's so unlikely with cards like Dimensional Barrier that you're killing me through it. So like, if I draw any kind of combo of Maxi and a stopper, I probably won that game, and that's just straight power. A lot of people aren't going to agree with me here, and I know this, but Maxi definitely is just such a power card that is unfair when somebody draws it before the other. The format just does not support it. It's like the hero that we deserve, but not the one we need right now, because Maxi is a check and balance card. But if decks were able to stop on like 2 or 3 special summons, such as NBA format, I would support it a lot more. But right now, it just stops decks at awkward points where they get OTK'd if they did not draw it back, and maybe even if they drew it back. So yeah, it's just an unfair kind of check and balance. And you see players like not know how to play through maxi. Sometimes there just is no playing through it. The next card is Kieran. I think it should be banned. I really think it's time to go. Kieran plus X or Kieran plus Y card just equals game a lot of the time. Kieran plus almost any backup is just an unsurmountable force. Billy always says, I remember when only the god cards couldn't be destroyed or targeted by effects, like in the show. Well, every single Magispector got that, and this is the biggest one, and it doesn't even really go in some Magispector decks, as insane as that is. So I really think that it doesn't support its core original strategy. It supports other Pendulum strategies. It lets you recycle Pendulum cards, and it's just kind of too powerful of a card. There's not much other explaining needed to be done for Kieran. Next up is Hanger, and I would put it to 1. I would not take it away completely from the deck, especially with the hit on terraforming. Maybe it could even be at 2, but my opinion is at 1, especially if the terraforming thing did not happen. Union Hanger is just one of the most insane starter cards ever that allows them to build the most insane board with a Buster, one monster. But rather than hitting Buster, I think hitting Union Hanger is the right clause, because Buster's recyclable. And so I really wouldn't want to see that happen. Like, and when I say recyclable, like, you're able to bring it back or use it with other means like Magnet Reverse or other kinds of revival cards. So like hitting Buster, we would just see them focus more on reviving it. So I think hitting the starter card, because they still would have pretty good starts and fields and able to play through things, but I think hitting this would kind of be the hitting it out of the meta as it deserves. It's had its time. And my final card is Exciton Knight. I think this needs to come back to 1. It is the ultimate check and balance card. Pendulums can't really abuse it as well as other decks because it clears the board. So like if you do, you're going to be destroying your own scales and being left with almost him. But he's one of the ultimate check and balance cards in that he's able to just be summoned, be there, and check almost any field in existence. Yes, Buster has its quick effect, but we've dealt with Buster kind of. It would be much harder to bring out in this list. But every other deck, especially with Instant Fusion gone, no instant Exciton Knight, no instant, Double Toad. I think Exciton deserves his place back. There's a lot more checks and balances to Exciton Knight as well, so I would really like to see him just come back and be there as the ultimate check and balance. So what do you guys think? I know I had to limit this to a total of 13 changed cards. Honestly, it's been such a long time since a Forbidden and Limited list that there could be a lot more changes. I could have missed a lot here. There were actually more that I did want to talk about, but did not. So what do you guys think? Do you think hitting Invoker and hitting Morden are hitting the problem cards, or do we need to hit other cards like Terratop and Instant? I think hitting the actual problem rather than hitting the enabler for many other decks is probably the best thing to do, in my opinion. But thanks for watching. This has been kind of my first ban list review slash like what I would do coming up. But again, we could not see it till March. We really don't know with the TCG. Thanks for watching, guys.